I love Nintendo. Always have. I play usual favorites such as Legend of Zelda, Contra, Godzilla, Paperboy. But my all-time favorite was Super Mario Bros. I have more childhood memories of me playing Super Mario Bros. Than I have of asking out girls. I always seem to have a big connection with Super Mario Bros. As if I was Mario going to save Princess Peach. But one of the weirdest things I thought about Super MB, as I would call it, was that you couldn't play as Luigi. I mean, I've never been a big fan of Luigi, but it's always been nice to play him. Not in the game, at least. You could play him in 2-player, but that was about it. I've never beaten Super Mario Bros. Because of freaking Goombas and turtles. I also never really gotten into what the creatures were called because I didn't really care. When I was 13, my parents got rid of the Nintendo and gave me a Super Nintendo. I didn't like the Mario games for Super Nintendo. They didn't feel like, well, they didn't feel like the original. But the other games I was fine with, except for any Mario game for Super N. Once PlayStation got on the spot, I forgot all about Super MB. And now years later, I still forgot about it. Until my best friend Chris was cleaning out his room when he found an old Nintendo deep far down in his closet. He was very excited, and once he called me, I was too. He found games such as Contra, Pinball, and others, all except for Super Mario Bros. So once he told me that, I nearly sunk back down in my chair. No Super MB? That sucks. Chris told me that there was a game store 7 miles away from his house that sells old games, and he has seen Super Mario there more than once. I then grabbed my coat and went to his house. Once I got there, we almost immediately got in his car and drove there. I could see the excitement on his face, but I knew I was more excited. I just hoped that one Super Mario game was there. And I got my wish. We asked the store manager if he had one more left, and he went back. He went into his back door, and once he came out, he had a copy. Now, to my memory, the cartridge was blue, as many of the Nintendo cartridges were gray. Also, the game didn't have a picture on the front. It just said Super MB, which was very strange because that's what I called it. I didn't think much of it. We only had to pay $10, and then we were out of there. We were like the Flash, as if we were walking as one. We got to Chris's house, and we blew the cartridge in it and put it in the Nintendo. And the weirdest thing was, there was no glitch. I mean, if it was made 30 years ago, there would have to be some kind of glitch. But no, there wasn't. That should have been the first sign that the game was terribly wrong. We ignored it and quickly played a 2-player game just to see who gets to play first. We both did terribly bad considering that we haven't played a Nintendo in 20 years. We kept running into Goombas and turtles. God, I hate turtles. Who dies by a freaking turtle? Turtles suck. I won even though my hands were shaking. You see, Mario was more than a game to me. He was more than a character. He's a hero. And Super MB has always been there for me, so I won. That means I get to play the campaign first. Yes! I pressed start and I felt this ringing in my ear, but I didn't think much of it. I started to play it. I got the power up and the 1-up after the 4th pipe. I loved it. Chris was a little mad at first, but he got over it. Then I got onto World 1-2. I felt great, as if I was living my childhood all over again. My hands were still shaking, but I didn't care. Then, a glitch happened. I still remember it now. It showed an overhead view of Mario for just a second, but Mario's eyes were sewn together and his mouth was covered in blood. It gives me a pain in my stomach just thinking about it. Me and Chris both agreed it was probably a hack. Chris went to go get pizza from the kitchen and I paused the game. Then I heard something, but it wasn't from Chris. Jeremy. At least that's my best impression of it. I quickly turned to the screen. Did it say my name? I ignored it, though. My stomach still thought about the glitch. I felt like throwing up. Chris came back with cheese pizza, and I said I didn't want any, considering that the glitch that happened. I unpaused the game. I was running across the top of the screen when it showed this. Me and Chris were scared now. We said to ourselves, what kind of hack was this? Was Mario supposed to be talking to us? I kept on going and I got to Warp Zone. I skipped to World 4 and I went to World 4, Level 1. And this is my least favorite level in the game because there's one thing that I hate. Cloud Guy. At least that's what I called him. He wasn't really called, he wasn't really called that, but he was really called Lakitu. And after many years of frustration, I still hate him. But this time was different. He didn't come. In fact, he was nowhere to be seen. And the pipe in the beginning of the level wasn't there either. I kept going on. Then the pipes showed up as usual, but there wasn't any coins. Nor was there mystery boxes. I soon left the level and took a piece of pizza from Chris. World 4-2. This world was okay, I guess. I mean, there was another warp zone, so I could skip to World 8-1. I got to the part where I could skip there and I got Divine and went up. What happened next, I will never forget. The screen showed Mario getting stabbed in the stomach and the knife getting ripped out the other side. Mario fell down slowly, and the strangest thing about this, whatever it was that Luigi was stabbing him. The screen then showed what it usually would. Chris threw up. He went to the bathroom, scared I couldn't get the image out of my head. Something, at least it felt like something told me to keep going. I got to the point where I could go to World 8, Level 1. Except this time there was 4 pipes instead of 3. The 4th pipe didn't have a number on it. Doubting myself, I went down it. There's no more worlds after World 8, though. Nothing came up except this. 7, 15, 2, 1, 3, 11. What? What did this mean? Where was I going? But I should have done exactly what it said to do. Go back.